Hello, hello. We're back at it. So happy New Year. I have a whole new setup. I have a new camera that I am so glad to be filming on right now. It is the Sony ZV-1, which I am excited to have. I got a renewed one, so it was a cheaper price. I like to try and get less in the world out there and as well as save some money. So I got that, and I still have my microphone. It's been a while since I've pulled this out. I even put the wind guard on it because I learned that when I don't have it, it can make a lot of noise otherwise. So I'm got this on it, but what better way to start off the new year than going over goals? So I kind of want to go over my last year, at least the level 10 life. I have the way what I felt happened, if I improved or didn't improve, where I need to grow, what stayed the same, and all of that. So first off was physical health, which I wanted a good workout schedule and consistency. That did not happen. I actually lowered that to a 4 out of 10 at the end of the year, rather than the 6 out of 10 that I had originally. So that one went down quite a lot. I'm not very happy with my physical health. I have definitely lost muscle mass and strength in my body. I finally feel like I'm in the place I was at before I gave birth to Perrin, even while I was pregnant with him. So I want to get that back up. That's so same kind of goal for this year is to work out and be consistent with it. Mental health wise, I felt like I went up from a 6 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10. I know I'm not perfect with it. And so in order to help my mental health, I want to be off my phone more and to read every day. I want to try and get that done, and be that listening to an audiobook or physically reading it. Right now I'm reading Peaceful Parents Happy Life, which is nice to have. I got it from a parenting class I got at the girls' school. So I'm happy to read that, and it's nice because one of the things that I liked is that you only kind of have to be perfect 30% of the time with your kids, and that's like the max line. So being able to try and know that I can hit that 30% helps a lot. Then for personal life, last year it was to add to the home, which we have. We're sitting in the basement right now, so we've definitely added to the home. We've got the library done. It's just the finishing sanding and stuff for it. Yeah, we've gotten a lot done. I would like to get my office done for the home, but my personal goal for this year is to breathe more or pause with the kids. So rather than working myself up and making it personal when I'm talking with them or getting upset, that I'm taking a moment to breathe and have that time with them. Seeing what happens if I say yes instead of no, because I feel like that's my first respond is to say no to them, and that's something I don't want to do. Alice, go to bed. Okay, you can take a quick drink.
What's your sparkles in there?
Because it's my sparkle drink. Okay, this is your last time. Now go to bed. Been hard with Las Vegas and the time change. We've all been off our clock. Okay, home environment. So I also said that one up from a 7 out of 10 to, oh, personal life I said stayed the same. It didn't improve, it didn't digress, and I had it at a 5 out of 10. Home environment was 7 out of 10, and I said it went to an 8 out of 10, mostly because we have finally gotten the house more functional. We've only have 3 totes left, and it's my canning goods, and the appliances that we don't use on a daily basis, like the ice cream maker, which we hope to, in the next 2 years, finish or redo our kitchen, which means we won't have any totes left, any boxes left. And I'd like to get the food storage put together, and one of my goals this year is to grow our own tomatoes to make our own tomato sauce, because we apparently eat a lot of tomato sauce, and I want to try making my own. So that's one of my goals besides this. Then we have finances. Finances we had at a 5 out of 10 last year, and I put it up all the way to 8 out of 10. And this is because of all we were able to do, because Scott has done so much for us. He, yes, quit his job as a teacher, but he became a real estate agent and a home contractor and is flipping houses with his parents. We have an LLC with them, and being able to work for himself has sadly, but also gratefully, made it so that we have a lot more we can do. We were able to go to Las Vegas and not be stressed out about the finances. We were able to we're able to move freely with what we do in our day to day. We're able to be there for the girls. He's able to coach still. He's one of the basketball volunteer coaches at our local high school, and it's just been really, really wonderful, and we hope to continue doing that this year and for years to come. We've gotten so much, and we're so blessed and grateful for what has happened this year for his job and the work he's put in. And yeah, it's just been, I really am grateful and feel very blessed to have him do so much for our family financial wise. Oh, the home environment goal, I forgot to say, for this year is to organize and sift through things. So there are things that we know we don't need, and I want to kind of get into the nitty gritty of what do we need, what do we not need, how are we going to organize it, where is it going to go. If it doesn't have a place, it shouldn't be here. And then our finances, last year was a consistent income, and this year I think it's going to be the same thing, of a consistent income, because we don't know what a consistent income looks like, especially with real estate. It's dependent on how many houses you sell and what type of houses you sell. Then my next one is career, which I put, instead of a 1 out of 10 to a 2 out of 10. And that's because it's mixed in with acting and my Etsy shop. So last year it was to make at least 1 sale a month. I did not do that. I'm not upset about it. I didn't really push too much. But going off of my Etsy shop, I'm going to try and promote more this year. I want to try and just get more out there so that I am able to maybe get an income, because I would like to add to the income of our house and not just make it solely Scott's job. The next one was partner, which I had at a 4 out of 10, and I am keeping it there. because I don't think our relationship necessarily. I might have improved a little bit, but that was just because we have good communication skills. But I do think the fact that we haven't had a lot of one on one time together, it has been very much stuck at the house buying, like our date nights have been. He goes out and gets something, and we sit and eat food and talk, and then we go our separate ways. And so last year it was weekly check ins, and this year I want those one on one dates again. Perrin is now a year old, and we can leave him with a babysitter without worry. We probably could have done that a few months ago, but it just didn't happen. And so this year, to have more one on one dates with each other would be amazing. And I would very much appreciate it. And I'm sure he would as well. Social, I also kept the same at 2 out of 10. My goal was to have once a month girl dates, and at the beginning of the year, it did really well. But this year, it like maybe like Marchish, it kind of just stopped. My church has a women's group called Release Society, where once a month we try to have an activity together, and I tried to make all of them, didn't all happen. And so this year I'm going to try and make it to all of those, as well as hopefully try and get out more. So what I have as this goal is to get out once a week, which is going to be easier with the play group that is happening at the school for Perrin and I, so that I can have more of a social grouping. And I'm going to still go to the library for their music time that they have for the young kids with Perrin, so there would be chances to get out twice a week. So that's the hope that I have. And lastly, we have family. And I said that went up. And that's because I think both Scott and I have made it a priority to put down our devices when our kids are around. We're trying to be more with them. It went from a 3 out of 10 to a 4 out of 10, just so that we can try and be with each other and do those things with each other. My goal was to have at least 10 minutes one-on-one with each kid. That didn't happen. For some reason, that was difficult for me. But I did make sure that when they talked to me, I put my device away and I looked at them. And doing that small step, I think, helped. Also, making sure that the computer stayed in the office, and that when we're at home, pretty much our phones aren't on us. They're in the corner. And mine's attached to my watch, luckily, so that if it is something important, if I'm getting a phone call, I can see who it's from and see the urgency behind it. But this year, I want our family goal to be parent-kid dates. I want to do mommy-daughter dates. I remember growing up with that with my parents, and I remember just appreciating time to be with them and to have that one-on-one time. So that's my goal for family. I guess acting wise now, my goal is to build my resume, and this is like a 2-year thing. I want to build up my resume enough that when Perrin is in school, even for half a day, I am able to just hammer in auditions and all of that I'm able to get phone calls back. I need to get my headshots going. And so that's another big one for career-wise, outside of the Etsy, but for my own personal acting size. I do have a personal coach now, which I am very happy to be able to work with him. And I get to continue. I actually have a session tomorrow with him. We're going to just practice a little comedic skit. Um, so, yeah, I hope you guys are able to see the goals you have this year and start going after them. And I would love to hear your goals for the year, even if it's just one goal. I very much started out with just one goal, which I know helps because being able to focus on one and then add on the others is easier. For me, a lot of times, if I have a goal of like knitting, like that was one of my little side goals, was to learn how to knit. And I have the basics down, which is kind of all you need with knitting. But I started it, I want to say like halfway through the year, like really working on it. And in that, I've made a sweater. And now I'm more confident with that. I had the goal to start sourdough making, and I have sourdough starter now, and I've tried a couple of recipes. We found some that we already really love that I'm going to add to my own personal recipe book of what we enjoy to eat. And that's one of my goals too, is to have a recipe book full of the things that we actually eat rather than the things we don't, so that we have more of a go-to recipes of the things we like, and to note when I do try a new recipe what we liked, what we disliked, if I needed to change something, to try it again to see if it was the one ingredient or how I cooked it. So yeah. So again, I hope to hear your guys' goals. I would love to join you on your journey to achieving them. And I hope you have a wonderful year. I hope this year starts out well for you. And be safe out there. Bye.